Hey LMMS students, it's Mrs. Yancho again. Just coming to you to let you know that we are really excited that some of you will be able to join us next week and that we will have some face-to-face time with you so you can come in and meet your teachers, walk around the building, get to see some of the peers that are in your classes. And of course, in order for us to do that, we have a few safety guidelines and regulations that we want to go over for this year. Even though you're only going to be here for 2 days, probably next week, and then fully remote, we wanted to make sure that we shared all these ideas with you so that you feel as prepared as possible when you're coming into the building. Of course, one of the most important things is our social distancing. When you're in the building, we're asking that you really try to remain to the right side only in our hallways. Those of you who have been with us and are in 7th and 8th grade, you know that oftentimes our hallways can be very crowded and people are kind of walking all over the place, down the middle of the hallways. And this year it is extremely important that you stay to your right side, and there will be teachers outside in the hallways to remind you of that every day while you're here next week. We want to even remember to keep our 6-foot social distancing, even if we're waiting in the hallway for using the bathroom. Okay, there are reminders on the floor to keep social distancing at 6 feet. When you're walking behind someone, make sure that you're giving them their space as well. At the bus stop, in the bus line, walking to school. Of course, we're not having lunch during our soft rollout, but when we come back in October, hopefully, and in lunch and walking behind someone on the stairwells, you need to remember to stay to the right and keep about 6 feet social distancing. Of course, many of you are usually used to high-fiving each other, fist bumping, giving each other hugs in the morning to say hello. We're asking that you remember we need to keep social distancing for safety so that yourselves and everyone in our building can stay safe over the next few days. Our next topic is masks. Of course, masks are required on all school property, including the bus stop as well as on the bus. Anytime you are in our building, whether that be in the hallways or the bathrooms or your classrooms, you will be required to have a mask on as well. And please remember, it needs to securely cover both your mouth and your nose. We are not serving lunch, as I stated previously, during our soft rollout week, but when we return in October, when we will be serving lunch, you will still need to wear your mask while you're waiting at your table to be dismissed to get your lunch, while you're moving through the lunch area. But then, of course, when you're sitting down to be eating and drinking, you will be allowed to remove your mask. And once you are done, you will be asked to put your mask back on. In class, again, you will keep your mask on completely secured around your mouth and your nose. There will be times where you may be seated with 6-foot social distancing, and the teacher may give you permission during some time to take a 5 to 10 minute mask break. Students will be provided with a Ziploc bag where they can safely secure their mask during that time so it doesn't pick up any excess dirt from tables or fall on the floor accidentally. If you happen to come to school and you are maybe a parent drop-off and you get out of the car and mom or dad pulls away and you don't have a mask, please do not panic. We have extra disposable masks here in our school office that we are happy to give you. We talked briefly about the bus before, but I just want to reiterate a few points. Please remember your masks must be worn at the bus stop and the entire time while riding the bus and while waiting to enter the school building once the bus arrives here. Please follow all seating guidelines set forth by the bus driver or the administration. That means if the bus driver is handing out assigned seats, we ask that you please follow those directives. Of course, when you're walking to the bus stop, walking home from the bus, or waiting to enter school, we ask that you just remember to keep a 6-foot safe distance from your peers and follow any directives from adults when you are arriving here at the building. Our next topic is use of the restrooms. We're reminding students that they need to ask permission from their teachers to use the bathroom during this time. They should not be stopping at the bathroom in between classes so that we can actively monitor the number of students who are using the restroom at one time. Students will be signing out using a paper sign-out form in their classroom, and they will get a yellow pass from their teacher. Students are to go directly to the bathroom and not stop to mingle or talk with others in the hallways. Only 3 students will be permitted in each bathroom at one time, and there are yellow pocket charts outside of each bathroom to hold 3 passes. Student passes will go into these pocket charts, and students can enter the bathroom. If a student arrives and there are already 3 students using the bathroom and 3 passes are filling up the space, you need to wait until a person exits before you can enter the bathroom. Masks must remain on the entire time while utilizing the bathroom. And we're asking you to, of course, continue following bathroom safety procedures and hygiene guidelines and to return to class immediately. One other reminder is that our water fountains are turned off during this time, so we're asking that you please be sure to bring along a water bottle for use throughout the day. And last but not least is procedures for our nurse's office. Of course, if a student has the need to see our nurse, they're to ask permission from the teacher, and our teachers will then call down to our nurse's office. The reason for this is we want to make sure that our nurse's suite is able to handle the amount of students coming down, and we want to be sure to keep them socially distanced and safe. We're asking students, of course, to follow all of the nurse's directions once they arrive. If the nursing suite is at capacity, students may be asked to wait outside of the nursing suite. And we have chairs located outside with socially distanced marking spots on the floor to remind students to stay separated. Once students are seen by the nurse and if they are able to return to class, the nurse will sign their yellow pass and students will be sent back to their classrooms. I want to thank you for taking all of these safety guidelines and procedures into account when you arrive here. Our teachers and staff are really looking forward to having a wonderful soft rollout week, getting to see some of the students back here face to face and in person here at Lower Macungie Middle School. We appreciate everything that you've done so far. Thank you for your support and flexibility, and we are looking forward to seeing many of you back here the week of August 31st through September 3rd.